Hello and welcome back, everybody. In this video, I'm going to be talking about what you give is what you produce. What I mean by that is that somebody that is producing happiness, peace, enjoyment, this is what we're going to be able to give to others. And on the opposite side of things, if you're sad, angry, anxious, this is what you're going to be able to give to other people. And usually I will just focus on the interior workings here, but I also want to put this in a sense of the physical world, where if somebody produces, let's say, an excessive amount of picnic tables, that is what they're able to give. And the key word here is the excess part, because the excess part is if we're very, very happy, if we're very much at peace, this will have no other, we won't be able to contain it. It'll leak out, right? And it's the same with, like, if you're sad, angry, and anxious, we won't be able to hold back. And this it'll come out even when we don't really want to. And this comes back to, are we connected with our soul mostly, or are we connected to our ego? And on a day-to-day basis, we don't really notice, because we're so used to the type of consciousness that we have. And if we're really angry all the time, or anxious or depressed and all these things, we believe that this is normal. The pain that we feel, we have lived with it for so long that we believe that this is just how it is. And I've always felt that with every action, with every feeling, with every moment that we live, we are either connected with our soul or our ego. And every action that we do, or thought or feeling, it either reinforces the ego or the soul. And that's what happens with, like, if you're really wounded, you will keep reliving your wounds, right? You will keep reliving the traumatic events that happened that produced this wound. And this reinforces the wound, right? But if we do the opposite, where we're connected with our soul, and we're connected with love and peace and all these things, then we will reinforce that. And I think the question that we should ask is that, what expression would you really want to give out? What kind of life would you really want to live? And in order to reach that point where you're really giving, or you're really living the way that you want to live, you're going to have to take responsibility for your life. And taking responsibility of your life means that we will have to heal if we want to be the full expression of our soul. If we don't, then these wounds will stay there, and sometimes we'll be able to hold back with our willpower, but eventually there's going to be a point where something's going to happen where it's going to flare up, right? Maybe somebody's going to criticize us, or somebody that's going to say something that we don't like, do something we don't like, and it's going to flare up, right? So I want you to imagine something which is that, imagine somebody who is so connected with their soul, somebody that is so at peace, somebody that is really living their soul purpose, somebody that sees things clearly, somebody that's able to express themselves fully, completely. What would be the expression that person would give out to the world? How would it feel to be around people like that? And in my opinion, if somebody is so in the moment and so connected with their soul and all these things, it would become, in a sense, an unstoppable force. We would not be able to prevent this from impacting everybody that's around us. In the same way that somebody that is so wounded will not be able to hold back and be able to say, oh, well, I didn't bother anybody today. Oh, yes, you did, right? Because you lashed out all throughout the day and you were criticizing people or angry at every single thing that happened, right? You won't be able to hold back, and that's because that shows that the power of connection, of when we're connected with something, in a sense, we become that. If you're really connected with love, you will be love. And if you're connected with anger, you will be anger. So, at the end, are we gonna go and say that, well, there's nothing I can do about this, and not take responsibility for your own healing? Because some people will say my wounds are too intense. They're just too much, and I can't do anything to heal from this, right? Well, do you see where the connection is? The connection is totally with the wound, right? And is that the type of life that you want to live? What kind of life do you really want to live? And I believe that everybody wants to be happy. Everybody wants to live a joyful life. Everybody wants to be as much at peace as they can. But a lot of people are scared of their own power. And we don't realize that when we're in our wounds, we are, in a sense, a pure expression of how powerful we are, because of how we're able to impact others, right? With just how angry we are, or how frustrated or anxious we're impacting other people on a day-to-day basis, a moment-to-moment basis. And again, we cannot prevent from being that, because it is, in a sense, stronger than us, right? So I'm hoping that you get what I'm saying here. I'm trying to get to a point, to show a point that we are what we're focused on. Your reality is determined by what you focus on, what you're connected with. And for me, I want to live as fully, completely. I want to be as much as at peace as I can be, in a state of love, and not to be anxious like I used to, not be as angry as I used to, have low self-esteem. And it'll come, everybody needs to reach a point where we have to say that this is not a way to live. To live in your wound is not a way to live. It is not a life. So I hope that you liked this video, and if you did, just hit the like button, comment, or if you have any questions, go ahead, feel free. And until next time.